Greetings. Elder Blacklight here, and we're going to get right down to it quickly as possible. For time is of the essence, as danger is lurking. So we're going to start hitting you up with the supreme wisdom, and it will behoove you to pay close attention to these series of videos that I'm going to be hitting you up with. It's going to be a lot of them. Now, I'm going to be learning, also relearning, and going deeper into the knowledge, because supreme wisdom has many layers of knowledge to it, of wisdom to it, and revelations, which is the vibratorial implant of the book Supreme Wisdom. But I heard a brother say it's best that you learn it by listening, and I agree with him, because when you study off of a book or a paper, you rely too much on that paper and not what's in your own mind. And a lot of times you stop at that surface instead of going deeper. So I'm going to be learning with you, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more as we go. My comments and my tutoring. This is necessary, a survival kit for the up and coming war that we in. So stay tuned. Check this out.
Wisdom Lessons by Master Farad Muhammad to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the Lost Found Nation of Islam in North America. To the Muslims of Number 1 Michigan, the following is the original rules of instruction to the laborers of Islam, and the title of Muslim given by our Savior before his departure, with a footnote of a few words of explanation to lay pressure upon their minds of their many errors in the past and the present, that they may see the light and walk therein. I thank you, Elijah Muhammad. Instructions given to the laborers by our Savior, W.D. Farad Muhammad. 1. The student must study his assignment, lesson number 1. Each student should copy the answers of lesson of Minister Elijah Muhammad and study until the student is able to memorize by heart all answers to of said lesson number 1. Note: here, lesson number 1 is said to be the student's assignment first. Lesson number 1 lays the base of our work today and gives the student a clear knowledge of himself and his heavenly home, the best part of the earth, and who was the enemy to him and his nation, and why the enemy and righteous could not live together, and why was the righteous able to cast out his enemy. This teaches the student what he must do with the enemy of the righteous today. The righteous nation is now living in every part of the planet Earth. Therefore, the enemy must now be removed in every part of the planet Earth.
The enemy must be removed from every part of the earth. Now, these are instructions by Master Farad Muhammad. Right up front, he's telling you why we can't live together. We've been trying for all this time, and it just ain't working out. So, thus far, the brothers are satisfied. The ones who have got these lessons, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all been satisfied living and working side by side with your arch enemy, and been fighting among yourself and dividing yourself into sects. We got too many different sects of the messenger's teachings, and too many different styles the way we teach it. And by us doing this, we neglected the teachings of Master Farad Muhammad. See, a lot of brothers don't even recognize Master Farad Muhammad as Allah. He too light-skinned. But it was a reason by him being light-skinned and coming among us, because at that time, and still today, black people didn't listen to black people when they had a different kind of knowledge. You know, they only listened to white people. So let's get back into it.
Wisdom Lessons by Master Farad Muhammad to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the Lost Foundation of Islam in North America. To the Muslims of Number 1 Michigan. The following is the original rules of instruction to the laborers of Islam, and the title of Muslim given by our Savior before his departure, with a footnote of a few words of explanation to lay pressure upon their minds of their many errors in the past and present, that they may see the light and walk therein. I thank you, Elijah Muhammad. Instructions given to the laborers by our Savior, W.D. Farad Muhammad. 1. The student must study his assignment, lesson number 1. Each student should copy the answers of lesson of Minister Elijah Muhammad and study until the student is able to memorize by heart all answers to of said lesson number 1. Note: here, lesson number 1 is said to be the student's assignment first. Lesson number 1 lays the base of our work today and gives the student a clear knowledge of himself and his heavenly home, the best part of the earth, and who was the enemy to him and his nation, and why the enemy and righteous could not live together, and why was the righteous able to cast out his enemy. This teaches the student what he must do with the enemy of the righteous today. The righteous nation is now living in every part of the planet Earth. Therefore, the enemy must now be removed in every part of the planet Earth. Why is stress made to the Muslims to copy the minister Elijah Muhammad's answers? The past history shows that the Almighty Allah sends prophets and apostles for the people's guide and example, and through them his mystery was revealed, and those who followed the apostle would see the light. 2. Each student must qualify his or herself for positions awaiting them. Assignment of office will be made immediately after examination and on completion of his or her labor course. Consideration for the laborers of Islam will be taken and analysis in the near future by Allah. Note: this paragraph puts a stop to all quarreling and arguments among the laborers over their offices in Islam until he or she have been qualified and their qualification examined to see if they are fit to be used in a respective position. The past history shows that the first examination of laborers is made by the apostle whom the laborers are to work with. According to the Holy Quran, chapter 59, verse 7, the Muslims were very poor when they first started to teach Islam, and all contribution was given to Allah's apostle for him and his family's support. And what the apostle could spare he gave to help take care of the poor Muslims that were unable to help themselves, and the other part was given to those who were confined to the labor of Islam. And soon there arose an argument among the hypocrites about the use of money, because they thought that they should share equally with the apostle. Then Allah cast these hypocrites out and punished them for the false accusation that they had spread against the Prophet, that he was seeking to enrich himself and acting unjustly to the poor and needy. And then Allah told the other laborers that he would soon enrich all of them, but at present every effort should be to maintain the Prophet and his household. The enemy then tried to stop every Muslim from helping the apostle and said he should be killed. Then Allah challenged the enemy to do so, to leave not a stone unturned in trying. This is in the 34 problems that you have, if you understand. So this is what is made by Allah, taking under analysis the consideration of the laborers in the near future. The student could practice his or her labor while under study if they were sincere, and submit themselves to obey and follow the apostle. And it is written that all who rebelled against the apostle, Allah made it impossible for them to live in peace until they would submit.
So that's where we at now, my brothers and sisters. But we got to come out of that state of consciousness that we in, and separate, first join together in unity under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because his mind is the mind of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And that's the chain of order, the chain of orders. This is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. The name of this video is 2020 God Vision, Opening the Eye. Welcome to the God Zone, the divine vibrations. It's going to save you from this current dilemma that we're in right now. Black light, sugar and sugar, salt is salt. If you don't dig it, it ain't my fault.